Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is to explore more about the behaviours of a narcissistic person when they are in control of a vehicle, when they are driving you somewhere. When it comes to narcissistic people, they feel entitled to do as they please. Therefore, when you are in a car with them, you will often find them complaining and moaning about everybody else on the road that they believe to basically be in their way, because they believe that they own the road. They're entitled to drive how they want and where they want, and other people just need to get out of their way. They can be very aggressive and very rude and very intimidating. Therefore, when you're driving them somewhere, they can start having those sly little digs at you. They can tell you that you're about to burn your clutch out, that perhaps you should indicate now, perhaps you should do this. They're going to act like they're your driving instructor rather than your partner or your parent, because they think they know better than you. They believe they don't make any mistakes. However, they will accuse you of making mistakes that you haven't even made. It can be very intimidating driving a narcissistic person somewhere. And if you've spent a lot of time in a car with them, even when they're not in the car with you, you can still hear their voice in the back of your mind. Or when you accidentally stall your car, which we are all capable of doing, you can still hear them as though you were behind somebody with them and they're moaning at the person in front of you who've stalled their car. What have they done that for? Can't they drive? And it can put you off wanting to learn how to drive. When it comes to a narcissistic person, if you're going somewhere that they don't want to go and you've got a car journey with them, they will go all out to use that car journey against you to ruin that day for you. When it comes to a narcissist and being in possession of a vehicle, it's all about power and it's all about control. And they will use a vehicle to trap you so they can further their control over you. If you're driving along and a narcissistic person feels criticism in some way or feels put out in some way, they can then start driving at excessive speeds to show you that they're annoyed, and to also put that fear into you to try and stop you from speaking out again in the future. They're driving at excessive speeds because this makes them feel superior. This makes them feel like they're the authoritative figure in the vehicle and that you should just bow down to them. They might just pull over miles away from your home and tell you to get out and walk, literally abandon you, especially if they felt some form of criticism from you. You might know nothing about the criticism they felt. They're just going to dump you wherever they are and let you figure your own way home. They might start braking or swerving, especially if you're about to take a drink. If you're going to some sort of special occasion and you're about to take a drink and they don't want to go to that occasion and they're not happy that they're the one that's driving, if they can swerve or brake and cause you to spill something on yourself, to which they will then accuse you of being the clumsy one, and do you want to go home? We're going to waste time, you're wasting time. They're going to blame everything on you, even though they purposely swerved to get at you. They'll make up some random justification that they saw something on the road, even though they didn't, to make them look like the innocent party while they get one over on you. They might start braking hard just to force you forward, just to intimidate you, just to cause that chaos. Or they could start simply overtaking people at dangerous speeds or on dangerous places, almost forcing you to ask them to slow down or ask them to stop braking, to which you've then questioned their sense of entitlement. This then criticises them and they do it all the more. They can then start that argument with you just because you ask them politely, hey, you're scaring me a little, would you mind slowing down a bit? This will often make them speed up more. You've criticised them by asking them to slow down. Whereas a genuine person, you could just have a conversation. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise you didn't like going that fast. I'll slow it down a bit. Narcissistic people have no respect for the law, and they have no respect for you. They're often going all out to provoke you, to get that reaction from you so that they know they've got to you, and then they can start that argument with you. And once they've started that argument with you, they can escalate things to the point where they kick you out of the car and blame you for why they told you to get out of the car. They can simply just fall silent on you. You might have something important to discuss and they're just not going to be willing to communicate. If you've got other people in the car, if they're giving a lift to your friends or your family that they did not want to give a lift to, they can become incredibly rude in the car and cause that sort of atmosphere. So you don't ask them for a favour again. Yeah, when you don't ask them for a favour, they get offended that you've not asked them for a favour. So you do ask them for a favour and they find a way to make you feel ashamed for asking them so that you don't ask them again. They might physically attack you. They're going to more likely than not verbally attack you to get you down on yourself, to get you feeling bad. They might drive in the dark and turn the lights off to scare you. You might know where you're going and then all of a sudden they change direction to somewhere you don't know, and you might say, oh, hang on, and they'll be, oh, I know a better route, especially if it's dark, and then they'll take you into the middle of nowhere and they'll go an hour around the houses just to intimidate you, that changing the direction on you. They might just start swerving all over the road so that you ask them to calm down, and then they feel patronised, they feel that criticism, and they then turn around and attack you. They might use a car journey as an excuse to cross-examine you about something, to accuse you of things, to get you on the defensive, and then they're going to go all out to provoke fun at you so that they can gain that reaction from you. And then if it's all possible, they're going to film your reaction and post it all over social media of how you're the crazy one. What they're not going to post is the background that drove you to have that emotional outburst with them. And that's why they're playing these games, to provoke that emotional outburst from you. They might state their point of view and then turn the music up, so you can't get your point of view across, and it's naturally going to build up that anger and that frustration within you. They might simply take your phone and throw it out of the window so you can't contact anybody. Not only have they removed your property from you, potentially damaged it, there's no escape for you. There's no one you can talk to. They've removed that communication from your hands. There are plenty of games that a narcissistic person will play on a car journey. They are done to intimidate you. They are done to provoke that emotional response from you. They are done to make you miserable, to invalidate you. They are done to make you feel bad for calling them out. They are done for the narcissist to gain control over the situation, and so that they can punish you for whatever is going off within their mind. When it comes to how a narcissistic person drives in a vehicle, that's on them, not you. If you know somebody who's going to be like this, then you need to avoid at all costs getting in a car with them. It isn't that simple when you're dealing with a narcissist, because they're going to make you feel bad for not getting in a car with them. However, you need to find a way to distance yourself from this person, because they're not going to change their behaviour. They feel entitled enough to behave like that. Therefore, they're not going to change. They don't want to recognise their behaviour. They just find a way to blame you for their behaviour, shame you for their behaviour. Therefore, they're not going to change. They will intentionally do something to cause you to ask them to stop something so that they can feel that criticism and they can rage out at you, or they can gaslight you and frustrate you to get that reaction from you. These are not the kinds of people you want to be dealing with. These are the kinds of people you want to be going far, far away from. No contact if possible, limited contact, and grey rock if not. Any games you noticed on a card journey with a narcissist, as they do play quite a few, please add those into the comments for those reading through to help them realise that they're not alone in this, and this is exactly the kind of things that narcissistic people will do to get at you. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers, and your continued support with the channel is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.